interest was piqued by this convoy with police officers and the soldiers at Port Royal Street in downtown Kingston. We weren't sure where they were heading, so we followed them.
Police at least was right now we're looking at the police patrol. There's a dead somebody. There's some bodies at the back of the truck. We are actually right at downtown Kingston. It is bodies in the back of a truck.
Just few minutes ago, 2 police trucks escorted by the military carried several bodies to the KPH hospital. The doctors came out and pronounced them dead, and then they were carried to the Madden's funeral home. There are various reports as to how many bodies were in the trucks, with the highest unconfirmed estimate being 29. Helicopters have been hovering in these areas for the past few days. This time, vultures circled as the stench of death lingered in the air. Shortly afterward, sporadic gunfire echoed in the distance as persons who lived close to the hospital sounded off on the unfolding situation.
God, them ain't get 3 months for extradite and they never extradite. And I see a law. I see a law them. I see a law them show Bruce and I see a law Bruce County. We don't want them. None of them. I got us to war. I got us to war. I got us to war. We don't want no vote. Of course, you're standing left of it. I got us to war. Got us to the president. Why they find the man that they want to know? Why they killing all the innocent people? Why they do this to me? Why Bruce don't step down? Why Bruce don't call it off? We are begging you, please leave innocent people. We can't take it no more. We are hungry.
And then, the situation is becoming increasingly intense right now at the KPH. All sporadic gunshots in and around the hospital. Our news team and other journalists were forced to dodge bullets as sporadic gunfire rang out. For a brief moment, when the gunfire subsided, a team of police officers was seen taking in an injured policeman. Close inspection revealed he was shot in the leg. A young boy who was also seriously injured during the incident was seen being taken from an ambulance. This injured man apparently had to walk a very long distance for medical attention. Then, the gunfire started again. And as the firing continued, our cameras captured the 2 buses from the Ministry of Health transporting health officials to the hospital. The community surrounding the hospital remained tense. Delona Fleming, CVM News.
And the standoff was by no means restricted to the corporate area. Sections of the old capital of Spanish Town, St. Catherine, remained tense after 5 persons, including a 7-month-old baby, were killed in what many say is gang-related violence. Our reporter Marjorie Gordon was in the area as gunmen and police officers traded bullets.
What should have been a routine exercise for members of the security forces after 4 houses and a shop were set ablaze in Marchpen Road was anything but that Tuesday morning. 3 men who were inside the houses were burnt beyond recognition when gunmen reportedly went on a shooting rampage in the wee hours of the morning. 2 of the men are said to be brothers. Residents say the killings are gang-related as 2 factions battle for turf control. And so the police and members of the local morgue in the area charged to carry out their duties were delayed from doing so by thugs in the area. Minutes later, all hell broke loose, and residents, the police, as well as our news team came under heavy gunfire.
While we were interviewing residents in the area about what happened in the Marchpen Road area earlier this morning, where 4 houses were firebombed, we were under a barrage of bullets. We had to race for cover near to the police, and there were gunfire shots just sailing over our heads. We had to get real low, lying on the dirt track to be safe.
Trapped for more than 30 minutes, we waited, the stench of burnt bodies mingling in the air as we cowered behind the vehicles that were our only source of protection.
It's quiet now. We're sitting and we're waiting for more security members to come to assist us, and we're waiting on the military, if possible, for them to come and escort us out of Marchpen Road. We are literally stuck, just sitting in the dirt track, waiting and waiting and just waiting some more.
Throughout the onslaught, residents took every opportunity to see what was happening, despite warnings from the police to remain inside their homes. Finally, we were able to move.
My cameraman and I, Knut Fraser, we've been pinned down for more than half an hour, and we're now being escorted out of the area by members of the security forces. It's a rather timely process because we have to be at crawl's snail's pace while the security forces check to see if there are any armed thugs in the bushes as we travel along the roadway.
Corlett's Road, just a street away in the community, was the next stop, where another man was murdered in the early morning rampage. Again, we came under heavy gunfire. The police and members of the morgue also had to retrieve the body of a 7-month-old baby that was burned to death when the child's mother had to make a hasty retreat after the house was firebombed. The child was placed under the bed for safekeeping, but his mother was unable to rescue him when the fire started. Our news team was escorted out of the community by the police, who remained in the area. Marjorie Gordon, CBM News.
Thanks, Marjorie. Meanwhile, our reporter Delona Fleming also ventured into the tense Coronation Market and other areas of downtown Kingston. Let's take a look.
This is the scene entering the Coronation Market in downtown Kingston on Tuesday morning. Looters targeted this haberdashery. The place is quiet and tense. But as our news team moved in closer into the heart of the market, more sporadic gunfire. However, we managed to get out of the market injury-free and ventured into areas downtown. We're now in the business community in downtown Kingston, and as you can see, it is virtually a ghost town. Meanwhile, we caught up with this family as they went in search of assistance to get their relative who was trapped in a building on Regent Street in the area. They told us that the young man was shot in the hand and needed assistance.
Him couldn't come out when he was leaving, because we was in there, you know. We get trapped outside, you understand? So we try to go back in there. That's how we come to outside. But right now we're trying to get to him, and we can't get there. Can't work. What's going on? We need if we do something about this now.
Go on, talk. Tell him how you feel and you want to talk.
I mean, I have a feeling I want to come out and tell you sometimes how I feel. You have to cut, how I feel. Man, you have to do it and come in and ask them something. How you feel, you need to come out.
His mother also made this plea.
Which is... Thank you, Delona. It's been 34 hours since security forces launched an operation to apprehend Christopher Dudas Coke. The official count at 1 p.m. was 26 civilians and 1 soldier dead, yet still no Dudas. National Security Minister Dwight Nelson confirmed that they have yet to apprehend Coke, who had been given the opportunity to surrender before the operation